Okay, welcome back. So clearly we have a sphere. Don't like the way they did the front of that. That should have been bolted in there in the front because you can see the front part of the equator. That was a pity they did it that way. Anyway, a sphere has a diameter of 24. Okay, so we'll first open up the log tables just to see how they mark up their spheres, and we'll do it the exact same. So here we have our sphere. We don't like this, so we do it this way, except it's bold at the front. Okay, so we write down those two equations. Or do we need them? And the volume, we'll certainly write down the volume equation. So volume, and I'm going to continue the fraction line along because we just find it so much easier for algebra to continue this fraction bar along. It causes way less confusion. 4 pi. And then I'm going to give you a word now. It's called a proportion. This equation is a proportion in that the 3 is at the bottom. The 3 is dividing, and there's no need to have a part of a little fraction bar. It's silly. So we'll write it that way. And we will write in here where they've r equals 12. Right here big r equals 12, and it says in terms of pi, by the way, so we'll put in the 12. Tiny little thing is that you can make this a function like with a 12 there, by the way. Okay, you can say v is a function and it's v of 12, but we don't have to. Okay, just say you could do that. Equals 4 pi 12 cubed over 3. It says in terms of pi, so whatever your calculator comes back to it when you say equals will do fine. Okay, we're holding a calculator like this for you, and I'm going, oh, you probably want to see that behind me too. Nice. 4, well, let's do fraction bar. 4 shift pi multiply. I'm not sure, do I have to go back with more multiplications? Let's see. 12, I have a Q button on this, which is great, over 3. Okay, if it wasn't error, I'd have gone back and put in multiplication, but it isn't. 2304 pi. 2304 pi centimeters cubed. That's the volume. Now, here's our cylinder up at the top here. You see what I'm talking about? That solid mid front. That's what they should have done there. Okay, so we have it drawn here anyway, and they have an R is the same as R, but the H is 4R, so it's 4 times as high. It's quite a tall one. You see the way this one looks relatively taller than this one compared to the base. Okay, show that the volume of the cylinder. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the volume equation here. We'll actually just draw that out again with our H and our R, and now we can write volume equals pi r squared h, and then show that what we're doing is we're putting in pi, the r's are the same, but the h gets replaced with 4r. Okay, now tidy this up algebraically. The 4 is just a linear 4 and comes back here. The r squared and the r go to r cubed, and that's what we had to show probably, and it's done. And you can put a little box there to show, say, I've done it, I've proven it, because I've worked down and I got the same as you got. So a little box there. It used to be QED, but that's old-fashioned now. It's some sort of Latin. So we just put a box there to say I'm finished. It's junior cert, so anything at all. Once you've done that work there, you'll be getting full marks. Okay, the volume of the cylinder is equal to the volume of the sphere. This is a very common type of situation where they set them equal to each other. Now, sometimes you use a little r for one and a big R for the other because they're different radiuses, but in this case, if we're going with numbers, we can just go with this equals this. So we go work out the height of the cylinder. So what we'll do is we'll work out r, and then we'll work out 4r. Okay, so we might put in at the end, make sure to go to 4r, but we'll start off, the plan is let's get r. Okay, so plan, get r, then 4r. Okay, this is part of our problem solving process. So we go ahead and get it by setting 4 pi r cubed equals 2304 pi. Step 1, cancel the pi's. Step 2, divide down to 4. R cubed equals no, I'm not doing the calculator. 2304 divided by 4 equals 576. I think that's a perfect cube. Now, I've often talked before about x squared and square root are beside each other, and we saw that tan and inverse tan are beside each other. Well, there's my cubed, and just below it is cubed root. So the inverse operation for cubing is cubed rooting. It looks like that. Okay, so we're cubed root both sides, and we get R equals the cubed root of 576. So I have that there. So if I want now, I can go shift cubed root of the answer. Bit risky though, because if you do something else, it takes the new answer and puts it in. So you have to be a little bit careful. Does it say decimal places? Yeah, so it's equal to 8.3. Okay, that's the end of that one, but I have to correct it real quick. So it's question 9. Okay, I don't think it's worth much, even though it's a very hard question. That's what they do. So we have 15 in total. So let's see how we're going with the individual marks. 15 in total. So basically, let's say that we get everything right, and then we just get our 15 marks. So first things first, is it 2304? Yes. Second, did we get... Oh, I made a mistake, didn't I? I forgot to go with the 4R, even though I'd written up my plan. So I have to multiply that by 4. And that's why you want to make a really big plan, not to forget that, because you think, oh, I've broken the backbone. So I take my 8.3 to blah 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 and multiply it by 4, and then we'll go with our decimal place to one decimal place. So the answer is 33.3. And so H equals 33.3. I might dock myself for that, and you'll be laughing at me if I don't get if I don't end up getting excellent or exception, whatever it's called. Anyway, there it is there. 33.8 they said. I wouldn't be surprised. Look, they rounded wrongly. It was 33.28 rounding to 33.3. Another mistake in the marking scheme. But we're getting full marks there, and that's it. We got them all right, except do I take 1 mark off for this? I probably do. So I'll give myself 14 out of 15. As always, students, I'll see you in the next one.